YouTube fam? It's Dark Angel's Journey. I'm Shakira. So it's early in the morning yet again. Kitty's taken care of. He's sounding so much better. So I'm a happy mommy. Anyway, so as always, it's morning. So let's see what we can get into in terms of either live price action, if there's a setup, or backtesting. As always, ICT concepts this whole time. I'm I'll be walking through what I'm personally looking for, and we'll just go from there. That sounds like a good time. Drop a like, drop a comment, and feel free to subscribe if you feel like it. All right, so I'm gonna make myself tiny. All right, cool. So let's take a look at what's going on with S&P. Let's dip into the 1 hour. And let me put my little wristy thing on. I've been staving off carpal tunnel for years. If you're working at any desk, you know, having something like this is very, very helpful. All right, so yesterday's insanity. Oh, I should also pop up Forex Factory just to see what is happening today. It's Thursday, the 23rd, and 8:30 we'll have some GDP preliminary blah blah blah, and then unemployment claims and the price index stuff. So expect some volatility. What I'm curious about is if I can find a trade set up before 8:30. So let's see. All right, so first things first, let me just, um, and I'll open up my new week opening gap stuff. All right, so this week's opening gap, as far as I can tell, if I do, I don't know, 1 hour, switch this out to regular trading hours, and that's where I'm getting, um, is that even wider? Dang it. That's where it opened, really. Well, this is where we closed on Friday, 3:30. Let's drop down to, I hate doing this on the 1 minute, but let's go down to the 1 minute. That's where I originally set it up from. It's a pretty big gap on the 1 minute. I guess we could potentially say, so right about there, the top of that thing, base of that thing. It's pretty wide. They have traded away from it quite liberally. Let's do that. Yeah, so they haven't even come back up to that, which is quite fascinating if you ask me. But anyway, let's dip down to the one daily. All right, so what have they done? They've dipped out into this new week opening gap that was formed in January, the week of the 23rd, and is that, yeah, Friday the 23rd and Monday the 20 something. Anyway, um, they dipped into that and they look like they want to turn around. We've got a nice big fair value gap right here for them to dig back into to come into this week's gap if they really want to. They have stopped inside of this daily PD array, this bullish order block up here, not to mention the, let's see, did they hit the consequent encroachment on this? Yeah, they hit it and they didn't close a candle above it. Okay, on the daily. So we're just truncating how things are going. So 20 days, we're past that. The 20-day low is here. The lowest low on the 40 days down here. They haven't taken it. The highest high in the 20 days is here. They also haven't taken it. So they could also be working their way back down to this guy. We'll see. And then from a look back, they've already taken that out. They haven't taken the 20-day low. So until they do that, and then I'll factor in the 40 and the 60. But for now, we're looking at this 20 days right here and here as potentials. Now, if they did shift the structure right here. So at most, I'm expecting them to come back up into this fair value gap that's been formed. and into this bearish order block. So that's on the daily. Let's dip back over here. All right, so this is the 1 hour. Let's take that off. All right, yesterday's fun. Let's take a look at regular trading hours. I want to see how things closed out yesterday. Was there a gap? 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30. Okay, 15 minutes. Okay. So I gotta wait till 9:30 for that to form. That's fine. I could just easily come back over here and pick it out. So from between here and here, um, this is the opening and the close. And the close, they dipped up and then dropped. So if I'm going to be somewhat facetious, new day opening gap. No, let's give that a bit of a light color. And it opened here and then closed down there. Okay. Let's just new D OG that thing. Right there. Okay. So what have we done so far? We have traded above it and dropped below. I'm going to put this back to the 1 hour and then use my 15-minute for that actual thing, but I just wanted to delineate where that is. All right, so we have that. Let's do this. And I'll clean up the buy side and all that stuff from yesterday's discussion. Let's go into the 15-minute. Okay, buy side has changed and it's up way up here. Actually, let's take that off. Still, oh, when do they take it? At 2 o'clock, yeah. They took that buy side at 2 o'clock. So areas of extreme interest for me, they're inside of this weekly area. Good place for a short. And they made new sell side. I think I had a setup yesterday from there. I'll share that a little bit later, I think, in this video. So that buy side's already been taken. So if I'm gonna be really, really facetious and super silly, 40.25 and a quarter is still in the crosshairs because they're hanging out above this space. My next area of interest is gonna be up here, 40.56.50. So let me just specify that buy side. My sell side is still all the way down here. And they came back into the new week opening gap, new day opening gap. But they're into an old area up here. So let's drop down. See what that looks like on the 15. Good. Let's come into the, and I'll switch this to 5 minutes just to see what that looks like. And I'm in, minimize the NASDAQ on the bottom. And let's clean this up a bit. I was into my my trade idea yesterday in the at the 315 to 345 macro that ran. I like that. I like that concept a lot. So let's clean that up. Let me see. Yeah, they came back into it. It's fascinating how they love to come back into things. We had this lovely volume imbalance, and I posted about how I could have taken the long from there, but I wasn't adept enough to figure it out. At least not yet. All right, so let's look at where do we start our day? So I'm looking for midnight. Midnight. So we started at here. Let's just set that at midnight. All right, so that's midnight opening price. They hung about, dropped, rallied, dropped again, and now we're back up to it. All right, so what do we have? Let's analyze this. What have they done? So they dropped back into the new day opening gap. They just message. So we have sell side down here. And I'm just using the 5 minutes. So we have sell side here. The day opened all the way up here. So the day's high right now is here and the low is here. So our existing range is here. They dropped into a discount. They also took sell side out here as well. I'm not going to bother to delineate that. It's already done. And then let's do the 2 minute. So they took that and then they came back down. Did they give us something to play with? Now, from this scenario, this is what I'd be looking for, right? It dropped, took that out, sell side, came back up, come back down, and then long. It's not pretty, but yeah, that's what I'd be looking for. Now, what have they done instead? Small fair value gap right here. They're consolidating at the 50 at equilibrium in this smaller range, the daily range at the moment, right? And they've dropped back down into I don't even know what to call this at this moment because we just had this giant fair value gap, which they've somewhat rolled back into, but they need to clean up all the way. For this smaller range, buy sides all the way up here. Let me just delineate that. Sell side, we already know. It's already all the way down there. Relatively equal lows too, so you know they're going to come back and take that out. In the meantime, so we know just about here's about equilibrium in the range. And they're just rolling back up to the opening price. See what this looks like on the 1 minute. Well, bigger buy side here, fair value gap. Well, sell side inefficiency, buy side imbalance. So busy hanging out here. They've already taken care of this one. This is a very balanced price range. So if I'm going to take a long, I'd be expecting them to come back up into to finish this up, take this out. So did I already miss that scenario? They took out, nope, they didn't. Equal lows right here. Equal lows. So they're coming back into midnight. They already rallied above it and dropped very, very strongly. Nice shift right here. So my thoughts are I'd like them to come back up right here at this order block right there, right there. And then for me to take a short back down. Now, if I am considering that scenario, let me drop my fib right here. And sell side for this move is right under here. Then my target would be down here. Or if I'm expecting them to drop out of the range, then right there, 4008. But that all depends, right? So let's see what type of a return that would be, because I want my entry to be at 401950. Stop loss. Do we have a fair value gap up there? There's one right here. So I want my stop loss to be right about there. And if I'm using this guy as my range for it to be taken out, there. 7 ticks, 33. Let's see. They take this out and give me what I need. I think I'm gonna come up here. So then my expectations would be for them to take this out like this. They already came back down, so almost equal. Take it out at the 47.19 and then drop. That's what I'm looking for. They don't take it out, then it's the other it's the failure swing hopper option, and they're gonna drop back down. That's what I'm looking for. There's also this rejection wick right down here. Consequent encroachment of that is just curious to see if it coincides with anything. Almost with the 4,970.75. But I'm still gonna just go to 4011, be conservative, take what I can, and keep it moving. Looks like they're turning around. Let's see. So let me take a screenshot of that. Right. All right. Cool. So there's that. Um, Now, if this chooses, of course, you can always write it in both directions, right? And let me take this off and clean that up. Too many things. All right. Do we have anything else exciting in the general vicinity? The thing is, you see how they've been behaving around this area? They haven't felt the need to come back up, right? And the new day opening gap is all the way down here. So I'm thinking we'll at least get back up to this guy because they've been playing around in it. So maybe I'll be even more conservative and set my order here so I can have my stop loss a little above mean threshold of this candle right up here. Let's see what that is. Actually, this order box right here, sorry. So let's see what the mean threshold of that top candle is. The body of that. Extend that to the right. Okay, so my stop loss can be just above that. Okay. Whoops. Deleted the wrong thing. Okay. All right, so let's see how that plays out. I'm gonna set myself a little alarm for when it gets up into this general vicinity so I can come back and watch it. So add alert I'll add an alert at the base of this guy, which is 40 20, yeah. So give that 40 20. Let's add an alert there. Look for short. All right, cool. And then I'll do a market order on a up candle and get up. There it is, coming in. I might not have long to wait for this one. Is my paper trading thing up? Yes. Cool. One contract. And I'm going to buy on an up green candle. Come on, you can do it. Okay. Let's let that take its time. Okay. While we're waiting, let's take a second and whoops. I can't keep doing that. I just wanted to open up the Dixie on So I want to open up the Dixie on a different chart and see what it's looking like. All right. All right, it's working its way back. It's worked up it to the buy side liquidity up here. Dropped a little bit. It's just dropping into this order block probably. What do we have? We have fair value gap that's holding the price up at the moment. If that holds, if it breaks through that, then we might see some more upward trajectory. But let me clear this up. It's already been taken from this chart. They wicked through that. It's coming down. Let's see. Whoops. That. This is the patience part, right? All right, let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Whoopsie. Why did I do that? How did I do that? Hold on. I somehow managed to. Okay, all right, good. So let's zoom in. All right, so what is the NASDAQ? Is it telling us anything fun? We have equal lows here. NASDAQ didn't want to make a lower low. S&T divergence, so it's definitely going back up. Correlation on that drop. That's already broken through that buy side. And the thing is, they could also be very listless before the news driver. So who knows? Let me drop into a 5 minutes on the Dixie. Well, we've got buy side taken on the Dixie. And here again, they're dropping into this bullish order block. Let's see what they choose to do. If they bust below it and break it, then the Dixie's going down, at least to retest this bullish order block down here. That's a decent enough catalyst for this to continue going up for the moment. Okay, so once it gets in here, it's taking that out. Nice. Oh, okay. NASDAQ formed a little volume imbalance right there. Not the same on this guy. Okay. So, okay. Let's see what happens here. I just gotta wait and see. And let's see what the 1 minute looks like on this. So, if this thing can hold it up, then we're coming back up, and then everything else is going down. I'm yelling, timber, you better move, you better dance. Okay, let me stop being stupid. All right. So far we're in lockstep. My alarm's about to go on. I'm gonna buy. Hmm. Yeah. So I'll wait. I'll let it do its thing. Then I'll wait and see if it gives me like the proper structure, because I don't want it to take this out. Now it's come back into an area of interest for me, and it's come back up here. So I'd like to get it as it's busting through here. Okay, was this a shallow run? Yeah, it was a shallow run, so I think they're gonna bust through it some more. We'll see. Still waiting. Tiny little order block here. And then these guys are just refilling in that volume imbalance right there. Tapping this order block. We make a shift. Well, NASDAQ looks like it might want to, I don't know, we'll see. Gotta wait. We're in a premium. And the real premium's up here. They don't choose to my general thing is like if they dig into mean threshold of this wick when they bust through, then I'll be concerned. Like I'm not gonna like this is where I want to have an entry. It's not where I'm just gonna just willy-nilly jump in, you know? But at the bare minimum, my projections are relatively conservative. I can make them even more conservative by aiming for, say, this order block instead. Let's see, maybe I can just do 5 handles. And let me adjust this from money to ticks. I just want to see how many ticks as they're moving. That's more important to me. Okay. Looks like NASDAQ is, see if it wants to break below this area. Okay. Just gotta wait. So I'm waiting for them to come back up. Once they break down, short-term low in this general vicinity, but I still think they're going up. So just gotta wait. All right, since I'm watching it, I'm gonna take this alert off because it's really jarring. I remove that since they're so close and I can see it. I'm not running away. Order block. They're inside the wick. About consequent encroachment on that. Let's zoom in. There we are. Let's do this so we can see. We're just sidewaysing it. We're in a very small range, so that's why my thing is a very small, very small attempt here. And the Dixie has busted through that low right there. Volume imbalance. It didn't close anything. So, well, the candle's still forming. It might not even become a volume imbalance. But if they're trying to turn around, still thinking about it, aren't you? The thing is, I still would be looking for an order at 40.20. We haven't made it up there yet. Shallow run through here. I'm expecting a more energetic run through it. I was just wondering if I brought my water up here. We're gonna do it. Still hanging out. And I'm just gonna draw this across it just for funsies. We're hanging out this order block right here. Okay. I'm gonna be periodically checking the other time frames. Relatively equal lows on the NASDAQ. Dixie is still going down. It's made a nice little shift there. Still inside of this order block, and we're hanging out at midnight opening price. So if I'm going down, I want to make sure that I get in, you know, above either this or 830. But since I'm trying to look for an entry above 830, I have to use the midnight as my general litmus test. Here is a volume imbalance right there. Let's do that. So I have a volume imbalance in this general spot. Anything juicy over here besides the fair value gap? Maybe I should delineate that while I'm learning, just have it typed out so I know where they're playing inside of. If this cannot hold the price, right? I needed to show me some good resistance, right? But even so, I'm kind of okay if they wick up into this general vicinity. This is the one I want to really see keep the price down right at this level right here. That fair value gap is the one I really want to see them. So there's that expansion I've been waiting on. Dixie's still going down. Here's that expansion, right? Proper, took that out properly. There's no reason why they shouldn't come back up here and tap that. All right, and then let's see. Huh. See, do we have any kind of divergence in the S&T? That's going up. See about the same spot. No divergence. Everybody's in alignment, so it's good. Okay, I'll minimize that so we can focus on this. So I'm okay with them wicking up. What's the high of this guy? Looking up here. It's the high 4019.50. Okay, so they take it out that they're literally, do you see it? The open of this order block right here is 4018. The open of this candle is 4018.25. The open of this candle is 4017.75, and the open of this candle is 4019.25. Well, the open's up here, the low, sorry, the low, 4017.75. So, taking an order at the base of this order block right here, not bad. Kitty's eating, less wheezing. I'm very happy. Oh, the sun's coming out. Might be able to turn the lights off in a sec. But let's see what we're doing here. So I want them to pop up here. I think they're going to do it. Was it 7 o'clock? Now, in terms of entries, right? I want them to pop up here and reject it. I prefer like a rejection wick of some sort. If I can get away with it, doesn't have to, but that's what I'm looking for. Now they're coming back to an area and to order blocks that have dropped the price quite dramatically. So we have this order blocks right here, dropped. Ah, there it is. There it is. Tapping into it, or wicking. Okay. Okay. So it's here. And if I was a no, this is something I need to work through, right? They've come back to where I want. I'm starting to notice that they do this a lot, right? And they've shown some interest. Now, I want to see them hang out in here a bit. I don't care if they wake out of it, but I want to just to stay in this general vicinity. And then turn this fair value gap into resistance. Now I'm going to be brave. But I want to wait and see what they do here because they're expanding quite liberally. Mean threshold of this candle is the last ditch area. Okay, so what's Dixie doing? It's dropping precipitously. It's made a short. Okay. I'm gonna do it. Okay. I'm gonna do it. Bought on the wrong candle though. Let's set my stop loss where it needs to be. Put it above that high, 10 ticks, and my take profit is going to be down here. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and that's it. So let's remove that, and let's see how this plays out. Because my general idea was to buy on the green candle as it was forming, and I should have bought it up here. I know they're gonna play around in here. We're at an area of extreme interest. They dropped precipitously last time from this general vicinity, and I'm aiming for this order block down here. Now, in terms of proper aiming, I can use this top and this base that they stopped off at right there. And if I'm aiming for this guy, then where I'm at is pretty much where I need to be for this smaller scalp, right? All right. Cool. Technically, mean threshold is where I should set my stop loss. Now, if they turn around, they need they need to come through. Take this out. New candle forming. Let's see. This is what I'm looking for in the morning, right? I'm looking for something before. Okay, so I'm in here, 10 ticks. All right, so these guys are rolling back up to this order block, fair value gap on the Dixie. We seem to be stuck. Let's take that off. Like I said, I expect them to meander about. The general expectation is they've taken this out. I need them to break a low, come back up, and that would be the optimal order. This is, I think, the better entry, like the sniper entry where like you're in like flint. The other one is safer. Um, but yeah. And let me just do that again. Sure, I'm not crazy. So I'm aiming for them to come all the way down here. And if I'm just aiming for them to come here, then my thing would be here. But I'm trying to get at minimum 20 ticks. At minimum. Okay. So what's nice about this area for me is they didn't leave me these. You know, I'm finding that most likely they'll come back down to these order blocks instead of this one. So far, so good. But right. Cool. So I need them to turn this into support. So I'm just looking for the 5 handles or a little bit more down here. Okay, good. Yes, I need them to bust through. Now they've created well, once this thing actually finishes, we're back at midnight. I need them to take it out. They've done it a few times and dropped very, very aggressively. So I need them to continue doing that. How much time? 38 seconds left on that candle. I need them to, and then we also have this volume imbalance, which is a bit of a concern, right? But it should be pretty balanced right now. I want them to cut through it like a knife through butter. So let's make a quick note here for my journals, right? Um, Price returned to new week opening gap, plus bearish order block, um, after buy side taken. Side taken plus fair value gap. So, I mean, what more do you need to get in here, right? If I'm right, I'm wrong, you know? It's not a bad entry. So let me just make sure I delineate. the fair value gap here. And I should have bought on this candle, but I bought on that candle, so I got lower. So always buy on the up candle. All right. Now I want them to stay this volume imbalance. I want it to act and they've made a shift here. Beautiful. So that's what I'm looking for, right? So we have a fair value gap here and here. So I want them to stay inside of this one and leave this one open. I'm not going to delineate it since we're inside of this thing. Shift. It's okay if they've got these 3 order blocks to play with. I want them to stay inside of this fair value gap right here. What's Dixie doing? Still dropping. Ooh, they dropped into this order block. So this guy has to act as resistance. Now, this is technically the entry from the 2022 model. Like it would be here is where the entry would be here. But I'm trying to get the better entry up here. This is what I was waiting on. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. We break above here, then I'm definitely wrong. And I would just collapse this trade and take my licks. Finding like these order blocks form in like 3s or 2s. What do you guys think? 2s here, 3 up here. Okay. Take a picture. Okay. All bodies still inside of this fair value gap. So far still acting as resistance. Last line of defense. If they take this out, then I'll collapse it. But we are at a new week opening gap, and it is an area they like to congregate at for a while, like so. But this price is pretty equal up here, so I don't really expect them to come back up this way. But hey, I am testing like anybody else at this point. Still inside of this fair value gap, along with this one, acting as resistance. The Dixie turned around a little bit. What's the NASDAQ saying? Okay. That's not, that's, the story is pretty much the same. Okay. So, this is that scenario where I'm um, slowly learning to be cool and calm about these trades, right? And have a plan right now, right? So I entered here. I don't expect them to take it out. If they do choose to take it out, my stop loss is up here at 10 ticks. I'm expecting them to beat around in here a bit. And the fact that they're not closing any bodies gives me pretty decent odds, I think. But hey, the market will do what the market does, and maybe my hypothesis is wrong. This volume imbalance though acted as very good resistance. Look how they tapped it and then dipped. When they come back to it next, I need them to bust through it like butter. That's what I need. But we are at an area of interest, and that's why my stop loss is where it's at. To give me a bit of breathing room. And this is that situation where you just have to wait and manage and see how it behaves. They're fighting. Well, let's take a look at the Dixie. It's trying to climb back up. Okay. Gives me a little breathing room on the Dixie. Question is it's just coming back up to this pair of order blocks here. If it busts through this, then it's coming back up in this area. That'll give me a little bit to work with. I need this base gave me a nice little shift. So let's see. I'd like to see an expansion further down. We're opening at the base of this, so come on. We have this volume imbalance. They've done the thing. Sort of like equalized. But the important thing for me at the moment is that they have chosen not to close any candles inside this volume imbalance. Sorry, the fair value gap. So let's see how they behave when they hit this guy. I should give it a different color since that's not very obvious. Okay, so they're dipping into a fair value gap here. They turned around, which is nice. I like what I'm seeing so far. To all right. Well, fair value gap in here. Might expand a bit. This will be my second time doing pushing the button on a trade. We're obviously in the same area, so I'm not gonna even bother about that, but we're inside of that daily range. That's been formed. We're above midnight opening. Once it breaks below that though, I'm feeling good. They're gonna want to come back down here to rebalance and tap it again, I think. So we take this. Once they take that, then we should free fall at least to my take profit. This guy they might hang out here for a sec. Fix that. But they're taking their time. All right, let's I would love to see some expansion. Let's make a note here. Pause. This is what I'm thinking is going to happen here. They keep tapping it. Mm, Expanding back up. Dixie's turning, rebalancing this fair value gap. Mm. 6 seconds left on this candle. What are you doing? I might actually try and take this out first before dropping properly. I don't know. The last time, well, they closed inside the fair value gap. The bodies of the candles. Look at the bodies. The wicks can be scary. So I'm learning. The body's still inside of this fair value gap. It's turning into resistance. They need to bust past this thing. They made a low here. I don't know. This guy's been resistance this whole time. Mm, grab my water here. Just gotta be patient. NASDAQ made equal highs there. It's not really trying to go any higher. We're at the top of this thing, so I don't know. I might bust through it again. But so far, no candles. It's at the very base of this. This guy could be considered a rejection wick. I knew they were gonna hang out here, so just have to like be patient and wait. Let's drop this down. Take an image. So, like I said, I was expecting them to meander about in here. Oh, sorry if I'm doing this. Um, just gotta watch this. We're back to where I entered. I mean, sell side taken, trade back up into a fair value gap, take an entry, wait for it to drop back down. I mean, that's the general expectations. 723, so I'm just trying to get 23 ticks here. It's very choppy and soupy. Look at the way they're wicking this. I mean, either they're gonna drop precipitously, is what I think personally. Because look at the way they're behaving at this fair value gap where it's acting as resistance. Okay, we're opening lower. I'm gonna dive back into this guy. My the thing I don't want is for them to continue this soupy behavior into 8:30 because we already know we're gonna have some news coming out at 8:30. So I like them to like get us past this drama. Thing is, we're still inside these order blocks, very much inside of them. Ah, maybe they're just trying to shake these guys out, potentially. Equal highs. Let's dip back out so we can take a look at the 15 minute. All right. It's not pretty. Yeah, so they're fighting us on the 15 minute. Big drop here. Same general vicinity. The last time they came to this guy, they did do this and they did wick some more and then they dropped beautifully after that. Oh dear. Did we just move up again? All right. He's dropping. Okay. They have decided to take that wick out. Honestly, with this higher low, I should have just exited, but I'm just gonna have to let these 10 ticks go. So what are we doing? You've taken the people who have their stop losses over here. I entered, higher up. So what's your plan? And I did say that I was gonna get out. This might just be a continuation candle up. Yeah. So with the Dixie turning to take out this, I'm going to have to collapse based off of my rules. I'm gonna have to collapse it with a $50 thing. So closed it there. And so my only loss was like maybe a tick or so. Probably should have closed it on a red candle, but whatever. All right, so now I gotta wait for a different setup. Nice big wick there. So let's clean this up and we'll come back. That's well balanced. All right. So they're going for buy side, looks like. Let me fix that. What is this? Oh, took all right, so it's best to have a plan for how to get out if you're wrong. And in this case, I was wrong. So now they're expanding into this wick. They're heading toward buy side. So now I am out of that trade. My expectation once they came back up was for them to drop. They didn't do that. Once, technically, I could have closed it when I saw them reject the volume here, but I was hoping once they were like hanging out here that they might, you know, behave appropriately, but they didn't. So I'll take my lickings and keep on ticking. Now I can absolutely stomach a reentry if they take out this volume imbalance, and then I can continue my original thoughts down. Um, yeah, but I had a rule, and I need to stick with my rule. If they expanded past here, then I needed to close it. So I did. So let's see. For history, my last trade was 50. I lost 62.50 minus whatever the pretended fee is going to be in this case at 7:30. So still an hour before the news, but they're being weird. And now if this turns into support, it's okay. Now, if my trade idea was right and I should have let my stop loss do its job, that's fine. But I'm here to reduce my risk. They took out sell side here. If they take this out and create an entry, then I'll re-enter for the short. It's just that simple. But they're meandering around here and I want to make sure. But this candle, 13 seconds, if it closes inside this body, which it's still acting as support. I need them to bust through it with some alacrity. Wow, they closed that candle inside of that just a little bit. Yeah. So bullish order block, general vicinity. They stopped right at the base of that. Let's see. The open of this candle was 40.20, and the close of this candle was 40.20. Came right back up to the body of that for an entry for a long. Go. So I'll go ahead and recalibrate myself. Definitely turning it into support. Like I said, if I'm wrong, I can re-enter, but I need to see them take out some significant areas. So we have equal lows here. That's not significant enough for me. I want them to take this out with the volume imbalance, and then that'll give me hopefully a potential for an entry. But so far, it's acting as support now. So they're going for this buy side up here, I think. All right. So I don't know. Not very good at switching directions, you know? So if I were to do this, then the aim for me would be 40, 23, 50. Now I'm not gonna push any buttons or do anything because I don't know what they're gonna do, but that's what I would be aiming for buy side. Okay. They're just trying to do a bit of expansion. We got a lot of wicks here. Now I put my stop loss above here. Mean threshold is approximately by 40, 21.75. So I don't know. I'm just trying to work out my own method for trade management. So maybe I'm right and This the buy side they wanted to take. Okay, expanding down. This taken. I'll re-enter. When it comes back up, relative equal lows here. We'll be taking it out. Nice expansion right there. Okay, so let's see what this next candle does. I wasn't in any real danger per my stop loss, but still, you know. What's heartening is that they didn't take mean threshold. I probably should have had something that said mean threshold instead, because now it's expanding nicely. Well, that's why I'm here, demo trading and learning. Hmm. Should have delineated mean threshold, but this is what's setting me up. Look at that beautiful expansion. All right, it's taken that. All right, so I don't want them to come back up into this fair value gap right here. What's Dixie doing? The Dixie's turned around. That's why they did that. All right, so volume imbalance. And sometimes you're gonna do stuff like that, right? You're just gonna come in and well, we have a nice shift here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So still haven't closed a real candle below this volume imbalance though. That's okay, but we've taken this out. So when it comes back up into here, even closer to here, I'm gonna look for another entry. It might not. There you are. Now, if it turns this into support, then I can, you know, and I can get in here. I'd like to see it stay inside of this volume imbalance. We have what I think is a breaker right here. Still inside this volume imbalance, man. So I'll address my rule. Like if there's a wick that has mean threshold, then that's where I'll close it. Or just taking my licks, you know? Or just taking my licks. Go back down to midnight price. I want this to hold the price up right here. Need to act as support now. We have a breaker right here. Mm, he's eating quite a bit. So let me zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out. Mm, no consequent encroachment on that guy. So I might have a better scenario. That's taken out. That's taken out. Order block all the way up here. Back that way. Let's see. Expanding up. Ignored me. Did bust through that though. That made me feel better. Okay. 5 more seconds left on that candle. Should have bought that green candle. Still working on that. Yeah. Should have bought that candle as it was rising. Because that was the entry right there. See if they give me a chance. Seem to like to meander about. Just thinking about this guy. Should have been using that guy as the entry. Base of that. So stop loss there. What's my targeting though? What am I looking for? Something for them to take this out. 40.15. I don't know how many ticks that is. 18. No, I need 20. They're going down. I'm expecting them to take this out. So 40.09. Right there. Silly Shakira didn't enter on the up candle. That was before. It might give me another opportunity. So they wanted to take that out. Okay, let's see. Let's look at the Dixie. What is... Okay, what is this telling me? All right, so that's not trying to make a higher high. Technically, it sort of did, didn't it? Oh, we have divergence, I think. Let's see. From this candle to here. And then this guy's flat. It's not flat. It's turning up a bit. Shallow run. Probably still going up then. Still working to read those. Took that out. Hmm. Shallow run, so oh. See if this guy's turning into support. Should have re-entered when it hit that. But if we can't take this out, then I got nothing. Whoops. Let's take a look here a little closer at the NASDAQ. If it can't take out this high, then we're definitely most likely going to go down then. Okay. So, nice expansion from where I originally opened. I didn't allow for mean threshold. I need to make that note. If it's mean threshold, not the old high, but mean threshold, that's where I want to like do my thing. because where was my 23 ticks at? Because now it's going to drop beautifully, and I would have taken a small loss, but learned a lot of valuable lessons. Let's see, where would my 23 ticks have been? Let's set this to 23. Actually, no, let's leave that as is. And I had entered over here, so now it wants to expand. And my 23 ticks, let's see what I've gotten it. It's just down here with my stop loss above that guy at 10 ticks approximately. Yeah, would have been fine. Perfectly fine. Well, we have a shift here. Might give me like another opportunity for an entry above here. If it makes a nice little fair value gap. Maybe I can get in here. Order blocks right here. It's forming. So I was just curious. So yeah, that's where I wanted to stop originally. Okay. We're in a range though. Do you see it? In a range. Let's delete that. And let's keep the NASDAQ up so we can see. She's not willing to make a lower low though. Do you see it? She's not willing to do it. In which case, this might be the divergence, and this is a shallow run down to take out buy side. Probably a good thing I didn't. So I didn't re-enter. It's relatively flat. They're going to want to take it. That's dropped until NASDAQ takes this out. Then I don't necessarily trust this. They just made equal lows, and they're back at the volume imbalance. Do you see it? This lower one right here. They tapped it beautifully. They haven't been able to run below it. So if I'm going to trust any run lower, I feel like they need to bust through this. This one helped for a bit. Quick run. Could you have gotten 20 handles in that? Let's see. For a long position from this guy. Just looking for 20. Which is 5 ticks. That's a no. That's at the buy side. That's above. We're going to bust above it. Oh, I was over here talking when I should have been entering right there. Dang it. Whatever. That was my second entry option right there. Come on. Yeah, there it is. Nice. So the short would have been fair value gap. Put my stop loss, nice shallow one above there. And I'm aiming for this guy down here. 17. Oh, it did make a lower low. Beautiful. Okay, we're good. With that going down, that somewhat equal. Shift. Volume imbalance there. It's gonna continue down. All right. Oh God, didn't feel like an hour. Oh, they haven't closed a body below this volume imbalance yet, though. See it? This one they broke through, which is nice. This would have been a nice entry. Could have gotten 5 handles there when it came back up. I think that's still a no. But we get it right about there. And news is gonna come out at 8:30. Yeah. Dang. Still. From my original short, still not 5 handles. They made a lower low, so let's see what the Dixie's doing. Dixie's switched. It's made a shift. Fair value gap. It's gonna go back up, I think. So My original short idea is still pretty well sorted, but it's getting way too close to 8:30, so I'm not going to re-enter. So that means that I'm going to wait until after 8:30, maybe even 9:30, if I won't have time to do it today. I gotta take mom to appointments and things. Okay. So I think I'll be trying to take my next trade and probably it's gonna be tomorrow because I got appointments and stuff. Okay, let's see. So volume imbalance holding price in this range, fair value gap acting as resistance. Which one's gonna win? I just think that guy is irrelevant. Let's take him out. Let's pop out so we can see what's happening on the 15-minute. Lots of indecision. 9 minutes left on that candle. Still in a premium, so within the range. So a short, still in my mind. But like I said, I had my plan here and it went above it. So uh, they're holding it. They're holding it in place until 8:30. Nothing else for me to do. So I'll just come back and wait. Oh, are we moving? We finally taking it? New candle. Nice. Okay. So the short would have worked. Maybe. I was coming down all the way here. So would we be able to see that? 14, 14.50. Candle still inside. Come on. Break through. There you go. Nice. Now it should expand nicely into, past equilibrium and dip into this fair value gap down here that I was aiming for earlier. So what do you guys think? Hold until you're stopped out or um wait, because I closed that because I thought they shouldn't take this out. And they did. Shallowly, actually, as I'm looking at it. Look at how shallow that is. See, so much things to recognize. All right, so now we have a volume imbalance. We have a shift below here, order block right here. If I were to take a quick short from this general vicinity, still in a premium, could I do it? Should I do it? How much time's left on this candle? All right, I've done it. All right, let's set my stop loss up here. Let's set my take profit. I want 20 ticks. Can I get 20 ticks? It's a pretty close stop loss, right? Let's adjust this to above that fair value gap right there. 8 tick stop loss, not bad. Let's see. I'm gonna let that play out to fruition. What is the Dixie doing? The Dixie is dropping precipitously. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. This thing has been holding price down, so let's see. Let me turn the lights off. It's a beautiful day. 8 o'clock. I'm gonna have to start working soon. So this is the entry I'm taking. We're still um in a premium. So my last ditch chance to get something done. I've got about 35 minutes before 35 minutes before the news comes out. So we're just gonna leave this and let it run to my take profit, which is 20 ticks all the way down here. See if we can get 5 handles, eh? Now let's see what I'm aiming towards. Is my take profit reasonable? So if it's going to be a craptastic day, I could be wrong. There's sell side under here. I personally think they're going to go for it. So let me just set that. So 20 ticks is here, sell side's here, so maybe I can get back to that 23 ticks at that little area right there. 3 ticks to handle fees and brokerage stuff, whatever. All right, let's take that off. So my first one would be doing quite well. I would be closer to my thing. I could have moved my stop loss, but it is what it is, right? And the Dixie has made a lower low. And the NASDAQ, this is what I would be doing, you know? It's made a break. Volume imbalance holding price. I'm probably add something else important, but it's very choppy because of the news that's going to happen. I think that's the problem. Yeah, very choppy. Okay. All right. This is a long one. Apologize for that. Okay. See, it's not the best, but I'm trusting the volume imbalance. I can't, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. The stupid thing is I made the entry below the midnight. Should have kept it above it. But we busted through again, so I don't know. Relatively equal lows down here, so this has been holding price back. So let's see. We've had a couple of shifts, lots of areas taken. I still think we're coming down. Just gotta learn to weather the storm. Let me have the Dixie on the 15, thanks. Okay. So it's at an order block. About consequent encroachment on that wick. So what it does. Well, see if that holds it. Order block. Sorry, bullish order blocks. This is what can happen. Either I'm right or I'm wrong. And I think I was right up here, wrong to close here. Maybe wrong for this particular entry because I just said volume imbalance. It was holding things quite nicely from before, so and there I am, stopped out. Well, let's check the damage. Okay, and oh, that's not what I meant to check. Okay, 112. So eroded some of my first stuff. Still net positive for the moment. All right, so I'm wrong, which means I'm done for the morning, and that's it. All right, guys. Know that was a ton of fun watching me figure stuff out. Um, But I got to get used to these scenarios. So am I mad I lost? No, it's a good lesson. And look at how they're expanding back up to the new week opening gap and tapping it again. It's kind of crazy to try and trade prior to these news events. Sometimes it's clean, sometimes it's not. And this morning I had a good process, but I couldn't get 20 handles out of it, which isn't good. Sorry, 5 handles, 20 ticks. In any case, the Dixie's been dropping precipitously, and uh, E-mini is just hanging out at the new week opening gap, which I knew it would. Fair value gap holding it, but it's expanding quite comfortably. So I'm gonna call it quits because I gotta start work in about half an hour. So I'm gonna go find myself something to eat, check on Kitty, and probably come back tomorrow for something because I gotta take mom to appointments. It's gonna take the rest of the day, starting about 11. So be safe. Hope your journey is going well. I think mine is personally. So happy trading. Be safe, Shakira.